Superman is Jesus and Batman is the devil. Where my vamps at? In this book, Batman is a father, the religious kind. Released in 1991, written by Alan Bernhardt with art by Norm Breyfogle. This is
Batman, Holy Terror.
So anyways, let's get into it. The story opens up with us looking at Gotham, stating that it's September 3rd, and 5 years ago was a noteworthy date because of England and America's history or something. The flag is different, so either I don't know American history or it's an alternate timeline. This is an Elseworlds book, so I'm thinking it's the latter. Anyways, our first stop is we get to watch the Waynes die again. A butcher killed the Waynes and let Bruce watch. The butcher left behind Thomas's gold crucifix, so Jim Gordon, the Inquisitor, is there. He talks to Bruce about who he saw kill his parents, and Bruce answers. Joseph Chill is the name Gordon offers to a judge, but the judge basically says, "Listen here, Jimmy boy, this city sucks, so don't bother investigating, and that's not a request, it's an order. Also, Joe Chill is sleeping with the fishes, so like, jog on." Gordon says the killer left a gold crucifix, so it was no mugging gone wrong, but an execution. But the judge still says to shut up and kick rocks. Gordon is visibly angry, but walks off doing so. So the church is corrupt in comics too. Wow. We then get a full page of a Victoria Vale news segment, so we get an idea of what kind of world this is, and it sucks. Oliver Queen was executed for helping a Jewish underground railroad. Women's votes are only just now equal to a man's, and people of color's votes are only going to be worth 75% of a white man's vote instead of the previous 50, which by my math is less than a 1-to-1 ratio. Now, cut to the future. Now we're at Wayne Manor. Alfred is leaving as Bruce is moving on. He's becoming a priest, so he's leaving everything behind, and since Alfred lives to serve, he's out, and they have a nice goodbye. Bruce Wayne then heads to his gymnastics room and proceeds to do some flips and shit until now Commissioner Gordon comes in, surprising Bruce. He tells Bruce that he found out who killed his parents all those years ago, but didn't tell him. He also says that Joseph Chill is dead, and says that the actual people responsible for killing his parents are still free. Bruce is angry and blames Gordon for multiple deaths under his watch, and Gordon is like,
"Yeah, I did that, but I didn't want you to be part of the same system that killed your parents."
"Damn you, Gordon." But that damn Gordon gives Bruce a disc containing records of Bruce's dad's clinic or something where him and his mom treated a bunch of tragedies. Sex reassignment surgery gone wrong, woman who drank bleach to abort her baby, and another who tried to cut out all their sexual organs with a steak knife. Real grim stuff that the church would hate, so probably why they sent a goon to cap him. Bruce then talks to Charles McNider, known in the main universe as Dr. Midnight. He name drops some heroes from the main universe who are dead, like Alan Scott, Green Lantern, Hawkman and Hawkgirl, and Hourman. Bruce says, meh, he just wants to get revenge for his parents, but McNider says the church has a person in captivity who has enough power to stop the evil church's empire. He's only known as the Green Man. I don't want to spoil the story, but it's none of these green guys. Cut to Bruce doing church stuff, and we see the signature Bruce Wayne grumpy face as he narrates and starts doing Batman stuff. He does some internet surfing and goes into a cave of bats that he played in as a kid. I love the origin of this bat suit, by the way. So Thomas Wayne was in a play where he played a demon, and Bruce's Batman suit is that exact same costume. I do think it's a little weird. It hasn't been altered in any way whatsoever, but this is a one shot. We don't have time, so let's keep on moving. Batman is now a thing in this world, and he heads to interrogate the first person who he internet searched on. He sneaks into the guy's bedroom and interrogates him, and straight up, this Batman looks fucking awesome. He tears his way through the bed roof and stands there with a smile in the darkness, looking absolutely deranged. This is years ago in a super religious world, so like horror movies are definitely not a thing, meaning that this is the scariest shit that you can imagine in the world. This guy is shitting himself. This is a demon, and he's interrogating this guy. The guy says that he's not responsible for Thomas and Martha Wayne's deaths, but he wishes that he was because they suck. And by sucked, I mean they sucked in the eyes of the church, so they were probably alright. Batman gets what he needs, and instead of killing him, he throws the guy in a maid's outfit and calls the religious police. So that guy's fucked. He heads out as he narrates that he was lucky that the maid outfit was there. But I think he's lucky to be alive after jumping off a building on the first night as Batman. But God's on his side, I guess. Batman then heads to Star Chamber, which I think is the funniest religious altering. Star Labs to Star Chamber. That's some good shit. Anyways, Bruce heads in wearing his priest clothing as a disguise. He switches to Batman in the elevator, and as he comes out, he has a cool narration about how the violence he is committing is becoming easier, and how he didn't become a police guy because he wanted to be something nicer, but still, he has had to resort to violence. Very Batman, very cool. But back to the story. Bruce heads down until he finds this vibrating blonde guy behind glass. It's it's Barry Allen. He has super speed and is one of the many metahumans being held captive by the church, as their powers are seen as evil or something. They still be doing research on him though. You know how it be. Batman helps Barry vibrate the right way to break the glass, and he's free. The commotion wakes up another guy with super speed named Terry. He then tries the same trick, and then he disintegrates himself. R.I.P. Terry. Everyone throw up some rips. But actually, he's not dead. He's gonna rebuild over time like Dr. Manhattan, but worse, and eventually he will not come back at all. We then get a little show of all the other captives that are there, and it's pretty grim. This lady whose mind is superhuman fast, but can't slow down her thinking, so it's torture living in her body that moves at normal speed. A 3-year-old boy who ages 3 years every week, so he's super old and is gonna die soon. Aquaman, who has broken psychologically, who is just floating in the fetal position in a tank. A merwoman, who is the product of mating a mermaid with Aquaman, but it produced this Shape of Water looking ass bitch. A not so king shark with no arms, and a giant manta ray bitch who keeps trying to off itself by swimming into the glass. Barry and Batman are attacked by a witch. It's Zatanna, who works for the church despite being a sinner. Now, Nun Zatanna is something I've been thinking about a lot recently.
You feel me? Get me?
Anyways, they fight and the witch breaks the glass tank of the merwoman, and we get a sad moment where she dies due to not being able to breathe, and her last words are,
Free.
Barry is pissed and rushes at Zatanna, but she stops him. And while she's getting ready to kill him or something, Batman detects his way to see that she needs to speak to use magic. So he throws a smoke grenade in her face, which takes her out. The scientist who runs the experiment then comes in and he kills Barry in the coolest way I've ever seen. Barry calls him a son of a bitch, then charges at him, and the scientist presses a button. And as Barry runs, he burns to ashes in an instant. He was able to learn about Barry's anatomy and was able to neutralize his body's electrochemical aura that stops his body from experiencing friction when moving at super speed. I think that's really smart, and it's pretty cool. Never would have imagined it. Strange that we haven't seen it done since, unless we have. I don't know much about comics. Batman then charges at the doctor, but is stopped by Clayface. The doctor says that he's experimented a bunch trying to perfect these mutations, as we see Metamorpho looking in bad shape. The doctor and Clayface take Batman into another room to see the crown jewel, a man held up on a cross, the second coming of Jesus himself, found by an old couple in Kansas who are probably killed after. It's the Green Man!
Kal-El from Krypton!
Superman! Green from the kryptonite that they are using to hold him, so the Green Man. And with his arms up on a cross, like Jesus. Upon laying eyes on him, Batman has this realization that he is the savior of mankind and has this sudden boost of adrenaline and breaks out of Clayface's hold. He gets some liquid nitrogen on Clayface and he freezes him, and then he smashes him into nothing. The doctor then shoots at Batman, but it deflects off of Superman and hits himself. I don't know why I didn't kill Superman since he's under the influence of kryptonite, but whatever. This panel of Batman standing over the dead doctor with Superman in the background goes hard. And then we get Batman looking at Superman with this look on his face. It's pretty funny, I think. Batman keeps going in the Star Chamber, and then he meets an old man who's worked there for a long time. They talk for a bit, and the old man explains what they do here. They anonymously vote on killing people to protect the church's name, so nobody knows who's the real executioner or something. He gives the analogy of a firing squad, so none of them feel responsible for killing because they don't know. Batman straight up says that's bullshit, and the guy's like,
God, church, or whatever.
So Batman walks off thinking about how he's going to take down the corrupt system. Lastly, we see him at his church giving a sermon as he narrates that he will continue his good work as a priest, but at night he will be Batfather, or Batman. They don't name drop him anytime in this story. And this is a little bit of a short video, but thanks to the Stream Chat and Federal Express man for giving me this and a whole list of recommendations of things to cover. I expected to hate the story, but when I first read through it, I thought it was pretty fucking metal. I mean, look at this. This interrogation scene goes fucking hard. I think the suit's alright. Like, I think the logo could use some tweaking, and the belt kind of makes me think of the current suit that we've had since Rebirth with, yeah. But other than that, it's amazing. Over the next couple of weeks, we're gonna take a look at more Halloween seasonal appropriate books and movies. And this Friday, we're playing Spider-Man 2 all night, baby. Come watch the stream, or don't. It's up to you. But I will be dressed up as a spider guy. So anyways, thanks for watching.
When it comes to this shit, I'm a monster. Swear to God, I'm a straight fiend. I've been making peace till my palms hurt. Promise her I'll never leave. But girl, I've been drinking and smoking. I swear I've been losing my focus. But baby, you know I ain't joking. Baby, I know that you know